So I'm scrolling through my girlfriend's phone. Not snooping, she asked me to change the song while she was driving. And that's when I see it. A notification. From Hinge. You have 3 new likes. We'd been together for 8 months. 8 months of I love you. 8 months of meeting her parents. 8 months of planning a trip to Costa Rica together. And this whole time, she was still on the apps, still swiping, still collecting matches like they were Pokemon cards. Let me back up. I met Sarah at a mutual friend's birthday party last March. She was standing by the kitchen island, laughing at something someone said, and I remember thinking she had one of those laughs that made you want to be funnier. You know what I mean? Like her laugh made you feel like a comedian. We talked for 3 hours that night. Found out we both grew up watching the same obscure anime that nobody's ever heard of. Both had golden retrievers as kids. Both thought pineapple on pizza was criminally underrated. It felt like one of those connections where you're just clicking on every level. I got her number and we texted constantly for the next 2 weeks. Like we're talking good morning texts, falling asleep on FaceTime, the whole thing. Our first official date was at this little Italian place downtown, and I swear the conversation never hit a single awkward pause. 4 hours flew by. By date 3, we made it official. Maybe that seems fast, but when you know, right? At least that's what I thought. The first few months were genuinely great. We fell into that easy rhythm couples get into. Lazy Sunday mornings making pancakes, binge-watching shows together. I gave her a drawer at my place. She gave me a key to hers. Normal relationship stuff. Her friends loved me. My friends loved her. My mom was already asking when she could expect grandchildren, which, classic mom, but still. Everything seemed perfect. Looking back now, there were signs. There are always signs. You just don't see them when you don't want to. Like how she'd always angle her phone away from me when texting. I told myself she was just a private person, or how she'd sometimes take forever to respond to my messages during the day, but be glued to her phone when we were together. I figured she was just busy at work. One time, maybe 4 months in, I saw Hinge on her home screen. I actually asked her about it, real casual. "Oh, you still have Hinge?" She laughed it off, said she forgot to delete it, said it didn't mean anything. I watched her drag the app to the trash right in front of me. Done. Problem solved. Except it wasn't deleted. She just moved it to a folder buried 3 screens deep labeled Utilities. I know that now. Didn't know it then. Things started to shift around month 6. Nothing dramatic, just subtle changes. She seemed distracted more often, canceled plans a few times with vague excuses. I chalked it up to stress at her job. She'd been complaining about her manager for weeks, so it made sense. Then there was the night of her work party. I was supposed to go with her. We'd talked about it for weeks. New dress, fancy venue, open bar. But 3 days before, she suddenly said spouses and partners weren't invited anymore. Policy change. I didn't push it. Why would I? I trusted her. A buddy of mine said I was being naive. He'd been cheated on before and saw red flags everywhere. I told him he was projecting. Sarah wasn't like that. We had something real. Then came that car ride. We were driving back from her sister's place. Long drive, like 2 hours. She handed me her phone to change the song on Spotify. I swiped up to close an app first, and that's when the notification banner dropped down. Hinge. 3 new likes. My stomach dropped so fast I thought I was going to be sick right there in the passenger seat. I just stared at it for a second. Maybe 2, my brain trying to process what I was seeing. "Everything okay?" she asked. Totally casual, like she had no idea. I didn't say anything at first, just opened the app. And yeah, it required a password, but the notification itself told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't a dormant account. This was active. Recently active. "When did you re-download Hinge?" I asked her. My voice came out way calmer than I felt. She glanced over at me, and I watched her face cycle through about 5 different emotions in 2 seconds. Confusion, recognition, panic. Then that fake, relaxed expression people make when they're about to lie. "What are you talking about?" I showed her the notification. Her phone, her notification, her problem. The excuses came rapid fire. "I don't know how that got there. Someone must have hacked my account. It's probably an old notification. Why are you even going through my phone?" Classic deflection. Turn it around. Make me the bad guy for finding out instead of her being the bad guy for doing it. I told her to pull over. She didn't want to, but I said it again. Pull over. Now. We're on the shoulder of the highway, cars whipping past us, and I asked her to unlock the app. Just unlock it. Let me see there's nothing there. Prove me wrong. Please, prove me wrong. She wouldn't do it. That told me everything. What followed was the longest 2-hour drive of my life. We argued, she cried. I sat there feeling numb, watching 8 months unravel in real time. She finally admitted she'd been on the app occasionally, just to browse. She never met up with anyone. It didn't mean anything. She loved me, only me. But here's the thing about trust. Once it's broken, you can't unbreak it. Every "I love you" felt tainted now. Every memory got recontextualized. Every time she'd been busy or tired or with friends, I started wondering what was really happening. We tried to work through it. For about 3 weeks, I actually tried. She promised to delete the app for real this time. Promised to be more transparent. Promised. But I couldn't sleep. Kept replaying every suspicious moment in my head, started checking her social media for clues like some kind of detective. That's not who I wanted to be. That's not a relationship. That's a prison for both of us. The final straw came when I found out she'd been texting someone from the app, a guy named Marcus. 3 weeks of conversations. Nothing explicitly romantic, but definitely flirty, definitely not appropriate for someone in a relationship. I found out because she accidentally sent me a screenshot meant for her friend. The screenshot showed the conversation with Marcus. She was asking her friend if she should meet up with him. Meet up with him, while still being with me, while still telling me she loved me, while still sleeping in my bed and making plans for Costa Rica. I ended it that night. No screaming, no dramatics, just a very quiet, very final conversation where I told her I was done. She cried, begged me to reconsider, said Marcus didn't mean anything, said I was overreacting, but I wasn't overreacting. I was finally reacting appropriately to months of disrespect that I'd been too blind or too in love to see. Moving on was hard. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. You don't spend 8 months building a life with someone and walk away clean. There were nights I almost texted her, nights I scrolled through old photos and convinced myself I'd made a mistake. But then I'd remember that notification, 3 new likes, and I'd remember that she'd been living a double life this whole time. The girl I thought I knew was a character she played for me, while the real her was out there window shopping for my replacement. The worst part? I'll never know how deep it went. She says she never met up with anyone, never crossed that line. But how am I supposed to believe that? She lied about having the app. She lied about the texting. Why would I believe her about anything else? I ran into her friend Taylor about 2 months after the breakup. We talked for a few minutes, just small talk, and then Taylor said something that stuck with me. She said Sarah always had trouble being alone, that she needed constant validation, that I shouldn't take it personally. And weirdly, that helped. Not because it excused anything, but because it made me realize this wasn't about me. I could have been perfect, been everything she said she wanted, and it still wouldn't have been enough. Some people have a hole inside them that no relationship can fill. They'll take and take and take, and you'll give and give and give, and the hole will still be there. That's not love, that's just hunger. I'm dating again now, slowly, carefully. It's hard not to carry baggage from something like this. I catch myself being suspicious at moments that don't warrant it, catch myself looking for signs that aren't there, but I'm working on it. Because I refuse to let Sarah turn me into one of those guys who can't trust anyone. She doesn't get to break me like that. I won't let her. The new girl I'm seeing seems great, really great. And yeah, I've noticed she still has Hinge on her phone. She was upfront about it, said she's keeping her options open until we're officially exclusive, which we're not yet. And you know what? I actually respect that. At least she's honest about it. At least I know where I stand. That's the difference. It was never about the app. It was about the lying, the deception, the making me feel crazy for noticing things that were actually there. Sarah texted me 2 weeks ago, first time in months, just said she was thinking about me and hoped I was doing well. I didn't respond, not because I hate her, but because there's nothing left to say. Some chapters just need to end. I spent 8 months loving someone who was keeping me as an option, 8 months being all in while she had 1 foot out the door the entire time, 8 months building something on a foundation that was rotten from day one. And yeah, that hurts, probably always will a little bit. But I'd rather know the truth and hurt than live in a comfortable lie. I'd rather be alone and have my self-respect than be with someone who's constantly checking if the grass is greener. So if you're watching this and something feels off in your relationship, trust that feeling. Don't do what I did. Don't explain it away. Don't make excuses for them. Don't convince yourself you're being paranoid when your gut is screaming at you. Sometimes the signs are there the whole time. We just choose not to see them. Until we can't choose anymore.